Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys? Is everybody fine? Is everybody great? Please let me know, guys. Okay, amazing, guys, amazing. So I'm also all right today. My health is also good. Nevertheless, I know that yesterday we were not able to have a class because I was suffering from fever, but today we will be having the class properly itself. I've also brought my new tablet, so today my handwriting should be a little bit more legible uh, than the classes beforehand itself, right? So we'll make sure that today we are having an amazing class. So could you guys let me know what have we discussed in our last class, guys? Could you guys let me know just a little bit of revision if it's possible? What have we discussed in our last class, guys? Please let me know. Could you guys let me know what have we discussed in our last class, guys? Just a quick revision, guys. We learned about data types, right? We learned about data types. We learned about so what are the different data types that we learned about, guys? What are the different data types that we learned about? Could you guys remind me? Int, float, double. Okay, other data types that we learned about, guys? Int, float, double, character, good, strings, good. So these are some of the data types that we learned about in our last class. In today's class, our aim is to get started with arrays, okay? Because our aim is not to linger around C++ a lot more. Our aim is to understand data structures, understand how to use data structures in practical cases, what type of questions will be asked in our interviews, understand competitive programming and solve questions right over there. And for that, understanding data structures is much more important. So today onwards, we'll be starting out by understanding what is arrays, how to create arrays, what are the different things that we can do around with arrays in C++, and some basic understanding about the arrays as well, because that is also very important for us, guys. So all this will take into account in our today's class, and we'll continue to move further from right over there. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. How's your health? So my health is fine right now. Just a little bit of throat infection is there. Otherwise, I've taken up all the medicines and the temperature is also good for me. But yeah, nevertheless, let's get started with our class today, guys. Okay. So I'll just open up your chat on the top left corner on my screen itself so that I'm able to see what you guys are typing all about. And I will open up Paint right over here. Okay, so we have learned about data. Okay, why is this so big? No issues. Keep it as the light theme itself. Right. Okay, so many a times we have learned about data types, right? So think about data types as various different objects around you. Let's assume we are having a particular square, we are having a triangle, we are having a circle, we are having, okay, so the circle does not look like a circle anymore. We're having a circle right over here. We are having a cylinder right over here, guys, and various different other types of like items that we are having. These are different. Okay, I have not shared my screen. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'll share my screen with you. Okay, I forgot to share my screen. Okay, let me present my screen right over here. Screen share, entire screen share. Okay, so now you should be able to look at my screen as well, guys, right? Okay, so right over here, guys, just think about it in such a way that they are having different data types that are there, right? You're having integer, floats, bool, all these different data types that we have learned in our yesterday's class. Like in the day before yesterday's class, whatever we have learned, we learned about these different data types. So think about these different data types as different objects that you are having. Okay, for example, you are having this rectangle, then this triangle, the circle, the cylinder, then you are having this square right over here, and so on and so forth. So different kinds of objects you are having all around you right over here. Now, if you want to carry these objects from one place to another, you would require a particular container, right? If I want to carry these objects from point A to point B, I will require an object. Think about it as a bucket. I will require a bucket inside of which I can store, organize all these different type of objects that I'm having inside of that bucket. Then I can like carry the bucket from point A to point B. Think about it in such a way, like all these different objects that I'm having, I can put it inside of a bucket, I can organize it, I can store it inside of that bucket, and then I can carry that bucket from point A to point B. Right, guys? Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this analogy? Please let me know, guys. In a similar manner itself, all these different data types also needs to be stored and organized properly, and for that particular use case itself, you have having different kinds of data structures. So maybe it can be a bucket, it can be a backpack, it can be a train, it can be a box, it can be various different kinds of things inside of which I can store my different data types depending upon what kind of use case I'm having, and that is what we call as data structures. Okay, so one of the most easiest and the most used data structure out there is called as arrays. Okay, that is what we are going to look forward in our today's class. Okay, why is it still working like shit? In the morning it was working absolutely fine. Guys, please pay attention to what I'm speaking. That is the reason why I'm speaking very slowly. I cannot afford to repeat myself again and again. Okay, so please listen to me at once itself. I'm not speaking anything in a very different language, not using any kind of difficult words as well. I'm trying to make sure that you guys are able to understand things in the most easiest manner possible. Okay, so inside of these arrays, the concept of arrays is very simple. I'm having a roll call. Okay, I'm having 30 students in my class itself. I want to store the names of these students in one particular place. Now, for that particular reason, all the names should be one after the other itself. All the names should be one after the other itself in a similar manner. Or maybe I want to store their roll numbers. I want to store their roll numbers. For example, the roll number one is roll number one, then two, then three, then four, then five, then six, then seven, and so on and so forth. So there are multiple different roll numbers that are there right over here as well. I want to store them. So arrays told that okay, let's do one thing. I will create a new data structure for you and I can store all these type of information inside of it, and arrays look something like this. Okay, if I want to show it to you visually itself, it will appear something like this. Let me create it using a particular uh this itself. I think so that will look much more easier for you guys to understand as well. Each of these boxes that you are able to see right over here contains a value inside of it, whatever value that you wanted to store inside of that array. Now, there are some terminologies that you need to understand moving further. So, this is an array. Let's assume the name of this array is ARR. Okay, the name of this array is ARR. So, this array is what it looks like right over here. Now, please try to understand this. Let's assume this array stores the roll numbers of our students, okay? And the roll number starts from 18. Let's assume that in our class, the roll number starts from 18 itself. So the first roll number is 18, then you are having 19, then you are having 20, and so on and so forth. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Okay, these are the roll numbers that have been stored. So these are the values, guys. Okay, these are the values right over here. Now inside of our computer does not see an array like this. Please try to understand this. Inside of the computer, the array is not seen like this. Inside of computer, all the data, all the values are stored at different addresses. So there is a memory. There is, like, you are having your ssds, you are having your hdds, solid state devices, or you are having your hard disk or something like that. So various different types of memory storages you are using at any particular point of time. At any particular point of time, each of these devices store their information at different addresses itself. For example, this first particular element of this array, let's assume that this particular element is stored at the address 2000. Okay, this particular first element is stored at the address 2000 right over here, guys. So the next particular, and what is 18, guys? What is the data type of 18? Can somebody let me know? What is the data type of 18, guys? Can somebody let me know? We have already discussed upon this in our previous class. Can somebody let me know what is the data type of 18? Int. And what is the byte size of int, guys? What is the byte size of int, guys? Can somebody let me know? That is also something that we have discussed in our previous class. 4 bytes. Okay, so what will happen is, so each of these addresses, so for example, if the first particular address, like first particular element, is stored at 2000 location, that means it is going to occupy 4 spaces right over here. So if it starts at 2000, it is going to take up till 2000. So 2000, 2000, 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. So it is going to take up 4 bytes of space because it is an int. So depending upon what kind of data that you're storing, that is the amount of space it will be occupying right over there. So here we are storing an integer type of data. Integer type of data takes up 4 bytes, as we have already discussed in our previous class. So if it is starting, if our array is starting at the 2000 location itself, then inside of our computer's memory, it is going to start at 2000, then 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003. These are the 4 bytes of space it would be occupying right over here. So the next particular element, that is our 19, will be stored at the address 2004. Okay, the next will be stored at the location 2004 itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this, guys? Please let me know. So, what will be, can you guys let me know what will be the address, starting address of this particular element, guys? Can you guys let me know what will be the starting address of this particular element, that is 21, the value 21? What will be the address of that, memory address for that, guys? Please let me know. What will be the address of that, guys? 2012. Good, guys, amazing. So 2012 will be the starting address of our 21 itself. Very simple, very easy. We know it is integer. Now please try to understand this. Inside of arrays, you can only store one type of data type itself. For example, if this is an array of integers, you cannot store a float or a bool or a double or a particular string inside of it. It can only store integers. If this was a particular array of strings, then it can only store strings. It cannot store character, it cannot store integers, it cannot store the double, it cannot store any other kind of value for us. It will always store this. Please do remember this, guys. This memory allocation part is a very important factor for your interviews. In your interviews, you need to make sure that you are able to understand each and every part of this, guys. Okay, because these are the questions that will be asked in your interviews. These are not something, so you will be thinking, sir, what is the use of this, why are we learning this? But these are the questions that are going to be asked in your interviews. And it is very simple. If you were paying attention in our previous class, you will be able to understand it. If you were not able to pay attention in our previous class, you didn't revise the previous class before coming to today's class, you will not be able to understand anything that I'm saying. You'll be like, sir, what is bytes? So what is this for? Where is this for coming from? What is this int? I've heard about it for the first time in my life, which is absolutely false, because in the last class we have already discussed about it. So if you are not paying attention, you're not revising, then every day you are just missing out on stuff. That is up to you. I'm just teaching everything that is there. Okay. So keeping that in mind, guys, let's move further from right over there. Once you are a Once you are able to understand this, let us move on to the next particular important aspect of arrays. Okay, how to create arrays inside of C++. Now for that, again, we'll go back to our coding itself. This was an important concept that I wanted you guys to understand. Second thing that I want you guys to understand here is the concept of indexing. Okay, so just like right now we learned about addresses, right? These memory addresses that exist, this is something that is very important, from the fact that this exists in real time. This exists for our computer itself. Inside of a computer, this is how these stuff is getting stored. These particular items that are there, so if I mark it up, it will be stored. So if this is our array, it will be stored something like this 2000 right over here. Then you are having this 2004, then you are having this 2008, then you are having this 2012, and then the numbers corresponding to it, that is there, that is 18, 19, 20, 21, and so on and so forth. So that is how basically it is stored in real time. But there is another concept that you guys need to understand, that is for us programmers itself, and that concept is called as indexing. Okay, indexing is a extremely simple concept, guys. Think about this as a society. Okay, as a society itself, and each of these boxes as a home. Please think about this as a society, and each of these boxes are homes inside of this society itself. Now if I want to ask, where is Shaurya Sinha living, in which house is Shaurya Sinha living, do you know the exact address of that house? No, I have no idea. Okay, where is the number 21 exactly situated at? Do you have any idea right over there? No. So, what we do, we provide indexing to each and every box. What is this indexing? Basically, numbering of the boxes itself. Now, most of the languages out there, including C++, Java, JavaScript, Python, and many other programming languages, are also called as zero indexed language. Okay, these are called as zero indexed language. In these programming languages, the indexing starts from zero. Usually, when we start counting as normal human beings, we start counting from one, right? Ki 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth. But when these programming languages, basically, especially C++, Java, JavaScript, Python, start indexing these particular fields, they start indexing from zero itself. So the first particular box that you are able to see, they will give it an index of zero. The second one, they will give it an index of one, then two, then three, then four, then five, and so on and so forth, up till and unless the number of boxes are ending. So right over here, as you're able to see, the first box is given an index of 0. Now, why is it given an index of 0? Even I don't know. The person who created C++, he might know that. I have no idea whether he's alive or dead right now. And I don't think so. If we ask them, he will be able to let us know that very easily itself. So make sure guys that you guys remember this, that C++ is a zero indexed language, and that is what we are doing right over here. Okay, moving on from that guys. So for example, if I, so the name of this array, can somebody let me know what was the name of this array guys? Can somebody let me know what was the name of this array guys? Please let me know. Can somebody let me know what was the name of this array, guys? ARR. Very good, guys. Amazing. So if I want to get the value 21, I want to get the value 21 from this array, I'll be writing that, okay, my array name is ARR. Okay. And then inside of square brackets, I will specify the index. Where is this particular value located at? Where is the value located at? What index? From what index do I need the value? So I need the value from the index 3. I need the value from the index 3. So I'll put 3 right over here, guys. And this will basically correspond to the value that is 21. This will basically mean, so writing ARR then in brackets 3 is the equivalent of getting the value that is 21. That is the value stored right over there. Now, some of these concepts of indexing and naming a array, making sure that, okay, in one array you can only have one type of data itself. We have learned about addresses right over here. Now, it's all theoretical in our brains. Let us try to implement it practically itself inside of code, then it things will start getting more and more clear for us. Okay, so let's start with our coding right now. I'm extremely sorry for the coughing still, but yeah, just pardon me for the same. Yeah, I'll just open up the stuff right over here, and I will just open up C++ online compiler. Let's go to the first one. Okay, so again, guys, we have opened up main .cpp, the main file itself. What you're going to do right now is that we are going to start learning how to create arrays. That is the aim right now, guys. We need to learn how to create arrays right now. It is very simple, guys. Do not worry about it. It is very simple. Just focus upon the class. Whatever you have studied in the past few minutes itself, that is all that is required to like do it practically as well. So do not feel key I'm not able to understand something. It is fairly simple. Okay. Okay, guys, so let's get started. Let's first try to create our very own array. Now, creating an array is very simple. Okay, we'll come down here. First, what is the data that should go inside of the array? Because, like I said, array should only be able to contain one type of array itself, one type of data type itself, right? I just told it to you right now. So what data type should our array contain? So we saw it right now that we created an integer type of array. So here first we need to declare that, okay, this particular array is of the int type, integer type array. Then what is the name of the array? The name of the array is ARR. That is the name of the array. Now please make sure you are not putting a shit ass name like mine. Always make sure that you are putting a very good name, very thoughtful name itself. Right now, just for an example, I'm using ARR. Okay, once I put up the name of the array, then the size of the array, how many elements can this particular array contain? So if we go back to our paint itself, how many elements did our array contain? Can somebody let me know? how many how many elements does our array contain? Can somebody let me know? There are 8 elements, guys. The indexing, please do remember, because the indexing starts from 0, the indexing ends at 7. but the total number of elements inside of our array is still 8. Okay, so right over here we'll specify that our array is having 8 elements inside of it. Now the first particular way of, so we have declared, so this is called as declaration, that we have declared our array. But this array does not contain anything. If I make an array like this, all the 8 elements inside of my array will be initialized to be 0, because I have not told C++ what are the values that are there inside of the array itself. So it will automatically think that, okay, if you have not told us anything right over here, no issues in that. Okay, no issues in that. Like we'll just initialize it to be 0. We'll assume that all the particular elements are 0 itself. That is what C++ does, and we don't want that shit. My PC is going to die. Give me a second, guys. Okay, now it will not die. So right over here, we can declare and then initialize our array as well. So to initialize the array, we can just put an equal to sign itself, and then inside of curly brackets, whatever elements that you want it to contain, you can just specify it right over here. For example, 18 is the first element, then 19, then 20, then 21, then 22, then 23, then 24, then 25. I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have put up all the 8 elements right over here, guys. Are you guys able to see this? Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. Guys, I'm able to understand. I'm going a little bit slow. The reason for that is not everybody knows about arrays. Okay, we have to make sure everybody is able to understand everything that I'm teaching. If you feel that it is slow, this is not your own pace, there are multiple places to study from. Here, if you're coming, you need to understand everybody is of the same level. Okay, good. So once we have done this, I want to see all the elements printed on my screen. I want to see all the arrays printed on my screen. How can I do that? Okay, for this, what we are going to do is we are going to use something called as a for loop. What we want to do is we want to go over all these. So we know, for example, see out. Let us use using name is PACESTD, and we'll put up right over here uh, C out greater than ARR2. Okay, ARR3. Okay, so ARR3 should print 21 for us, right, guys? ARR3 should print out 21 for us. See out, we have already known that it helps us to print something to our screen itself, right? And then you are having this ARR3. That means I'm trying to access the element present at the third index. So if we run this right over here, I hope so. That was I've got an error right over there. Okay, no match for the operator. What happened right over there? Did I make any mistake? Okay, I think so. I made a mistake right over there. I'm very sorry. I used the. Okay, now it's perfect. Run. Yeah. So we are getting 21 on our screen, guys. We are getting 21 on our screen right over here. So similar to that, if I go back, I want to print all the elements right over there, guys. So how can I do that? If I keep on changing this index right over here, starting from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, then 7, I can print out all the elements on my screen, right, guys? Think about it. If I do this, I can print up all the elements on my screen, guys, right? But now printing, so if I am having 100 different elements, will I have to write 100 different lines of code? That does not make any sense, right? So what we'll do, we'll use something called as a for loop. Think about it. What is the only thing that we need to change? We just need to change this number, right? So let us create a variable. Okay, let us create a variable. Int I is equals to 0. We have created a variable called as I, which contains the value 0 inside of it. And then we are going to tell for, or let's not do that. Let's directly do it right over here itself. For int I is equals to 0, what happens if we write 8? If you write 8, then it does not exist. What does not exist gives you error. It's as simple as that. Okay, for I is equals to for int I is equals to 0, I should be less than 8 for us, and then I plus plus. So what is happening right over here is that this for loop, how does this for loop actually work? So we are declaring a particular variable called as I. Okay, I initially has a value 0 right over there, guys. Okay, one more thing, guys, just to remind you guys, if you guys have forgotten, those people who are asking. So in DevTown, we have two volunteers that are there. We don't pay them; they are just volunteers because DevTown is a non-profit organization. They have only one work. They sit right over there while I'm taking up the boot camps. Whatever people ask for attendance, they just copy down their names, then they go to our channel's analytics itself into our subscriber model. They search for their names, they get their email IDs, and they blacklist them from getting certificates from our end. Because people who are asking for attendance, that means they are not interested to study, they are just here for the certificates. We don't want to give them the certificates itself. So just to make sure that you guys know, people asking for attendance, if you don't get your certificates, please don't come back to us, because they're saying that, oh, you don't give certificates, oh, you don't do this. I'm just letting you guys know that you are not going to get your certificates. So do not come to me at a later point of time. If you want to study, very good, come here, let's study together, let's learn something new. Otherwise, please leave the class immediately. Okay, so for loops right over here, guys, what we have done is initially the value of I is 0. We have told that the value of I should always be less than 8. It should never be greater than 8, guys, or equal to 8 as well. It should never be equal to 8. It should always be less than 8. The value of I should always be less than 8 itself. And after every single round, increase the value of I by 1. Now, what do I mean by after every single round? So whatever code that goes inside of these curly braces, for example, right over here, my code will be C out less than ARRI less than space. That will be my code. So after every single time that I am running this particular block of code itself, the value of I will be incremented by 1. So initially the value of I is 0. Initially the value of I is 0, right? So first C out I is equals to 0. So ARR 0, that is the first element will be printed out. Then it will go back again. It will see that, okay, 0 is less than 8. Good. Will increase the value of I by 1. Will increase the value of I by 1. Okay. So now the value is 1. It will again go back. ARR 1. Very good. Everything is working fine. We'll print that number up. Again, the value of I will be incremented by 1. It will be 2. It will check that, okay, 2 is less than 8. Very good. We'll go back. We'll execute this. It will go on doing it until unless the value of I becomes equal to 8. As soon as it is equal to 8, it is not less than 8. That is the reason why it will not execute it anymore. This is called as a for loop. That is, I've initialized some value right over here. I've set a condition right over here that, okay, this condition should be met. Only then we are going to run this particular block of code, and then we have we are incrementing the value right over here. We are incrementing the value right over here, guys. So now that we have done this, let us run this. Let us see what our answer comes up. Okay, so if I am running this, as you're able to see, all the different values that were there is getting printed on my screen. Are you guys able to see this? All the values that were there is getting printed on my screen right over here. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. We could also write less than equal to 7 instead of less than 8. Of course you can write less than equal to 7, but you are utilizing three letters right over there, whereas less than 8 utilizes just two. So it makes no sense. It is like you hold your ear like this or you hold your ear like this. It's the exact same thing. It makes no difference right over there. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Okay, so let us go back, guys. This next little thing is what happens if I have declared that my array is of 8 elements. My array is of 8 elements right over there. But if I'm printing it out, so if somebody is asking that why are we getting 25 two times? Can somebody let me know why are we getting 25 two times, guys? Now this is a very IQ based questions. There's nothing related to computer science right over there. This is a simple IQ, a simple like opening up your ears and opening up your eyes type of question. Why are we getting 25 two times on our screens? This is nothing related to programming, not even remotely related to programming. I can show this to a first standard child itself and he will be able to understand that, because there is a see out outside the for loop as well. Because there is a see out outside the for loop as well. That is the reason why we are getting 25 two times. Okay, okay, no issues in that. Keep that in mind, guys. Sometimes you just need to pay attention to what you're writing. Okay, so now that I've said that, okay, this array is of 8 characters long, but I've only declared the first 4 characters right over there. The next 4 characters I haven't even declared. Let us try to run this once. Okay, let us try to print all the elements when I've only declared 4 characters. I have not declared all the 8 characters right over there, guys. So let us run this. As you're able to see, the last 4 characters are showing to be 0. The last 4 characters are shown to be 0. So that also proves our hypothesis that if we are not declaring something, then automatically that will be declared as 0 itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Akansha Sharma, you can leave the channel as at any particular point of time. I have no qualms in that. You want to stay here, you want to learn, it's totally fine. I'm not charging you anything, I'm not forcing you to stay here as well. There are multiple different resources out there to study from. Go and study, I have no issues in that. But if you're here, be supportive, help other students out, help me out by helping other students out. And if there is any problem with how I am teaching, or if there is something that I've taught wrong, let me know. I will help out with that as well. I will make sure that everything gets better day by day. Okay. I had fever, still I taught for 2 days. Even today as well, I'm not feeling well. Still, I'm sitting here teaching. But nevertheless, if you feel that you don't want to study, you can just leave at any particular point of time. Okay, no issues in that. So next particular thing that we need to understand is, what about changing values? For example, I don't like this value, this 0 that is coming up right over there. I don't like that. I want to change that. So let us do that. So ARR, let's say 5, I want to change it to be 71. Okay, ARR 5, I want to change it to be 71 itself. So let us see what happens. Okay, so I've just declared that ARR at the index 5 will now onwards contain the value 71 inside of it. So if we do a particular enter right over here, as you are able to see, you're getting 71 right over there, guys. Okay. 0 is not the garbage value, it is the randomly declared value itself. Usually, when you are not declaring the value, by default, C++ declares it as 0. Okay. Are you guys able to see this? The value got changed to 71. In a similar manner, what if I want to take a user input? Right now we are showing an output to the user, right? Using C out, we are showing an output to the user. What if we want to take an input from the user itself? Let's assume that for the ARR 6, we want to take in a input from the user. How to do that? So for that, you are having another particular attribute that is called as C in. Okay, just like C out is there to print something out, C in is to take input from the user itself. So C in greater than, and whatever the user will be inputting, that will be stored as our array 6, as our sixth particular element itself. Okay, so if we run this, we should be able to get an input. So let us put an input, guys. So what should be our input, guys? Whatever value that you guys suggest, I'll put that particular value itself. Right now it is asking for an input. What value should we put, guys? You guys suggest me a value, I'll put that itself. Okay, Om Prasad has a dirty mind. Let's put up 9 itself. Okay, let's put up 9 right over here. Enter. So as you're able to see now, our ARR6 has the value 9. That is the user given input itself. Whatever the user gave an input as, that is the value that we are able to have right over here. Are you guys able to see this? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this, guys? Please let me know. So this is the value that has been given to us by the user. We are not the ones who put it up. User filled in this value. We took an input from the user and filled it up right over here. And this we can do it for the entirety of the things as well. For example, right away, instead of just taking up one particular input, we can take it up for the entirety of the things. For example, right over here, we are having an array. We can create a particular for loop right over here. For int I is equals to 0, I is less than 8, I plus plus, C out less than, enter number at index less than. We'll put up the index as well right over here. So the index will put up as I, and then less than space. So right over here, guys, what I've done is I'm creating. So I want to take up input from the user for every single index. That is what I want to do. Think about it. Right now, I don't want to declare it. I want to take up inputs from the user and create my array. That is my aim right now. Are you guys able to understand what my aim is? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand what my aim is? I want to take in inputs from the user and create my array itself. Are you guys able to understand that? Yes? So while I'm what the fuck? Oh, luckily, I clicked on the right button. So what I've done right over here is while taking up the input, I need to tell the user, right? Yeah, acha, enter the number at index and then the index that I want him to enter, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. At what particular index he is entering that. And then you are having some space so that after that he can enter his number right over there. Okay. And then I'm going to put up the C in. Okay. So C in less than ARR and then I. So in that particular way, I will be able to take in the input from the user. Are you guys able to see this and understand it? Please let me know. Are you guys able to see this? So this is basically just for the information of that person. That dude, give me the input and then we'll see how that goes on. Now, if I run this, what will happen is every input will come in the same line. I don't want that. I want it to look a little bit beautiful as well. I'm very sorry. This I've done it wrong. Okay, yeah. So I want it to look a little bit beautiful as well, guys. For that, we are having C out less than end L. So this end L that is there basically ends the line right over there. So whatever will be printed next will start from the next line. So this C out end L basically helps you that whatever next will be, so line ends right over here. End L basically means end of line. Okay, so line is ending right over here itself. So whatever will be next, whatever will be printed next, will be printed in the next particular line itself. So if we run this right now, if we run this right now, guys, as you're able to see, enter number at index 0. Let's enter the number 21. Okay. Enter number at index 1, 22, 23, 24, 34, 45, 56, 67. And as you're able to see, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 34, 45, 56, and 67 as the output is getting printed. That is our new array in which all the elements were taken in as an input from the user. We have not given anything. The input has, the user has given us everything itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Let us look at the code once again. Are you guys able to understand this code, guys? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this code, guys? Please let me know. Okay. Now let us try to understand a new thing right over here, guys. That is like, this is the basics of array. Okay. Why are we just learning the basics of array? The reason for that is, this is literally the amount of helpfulness that this topic has is less than 5%. That's it. That is the amount of helpfulness that it has. Nobody in their right minds uses arrays while doing data structures and algorithms, or while doing competitive programming. From the perspective of placements, nobody uses arrays. A little bit of information about arrays is very essential so that you are able to move to the advanced topic. But going into a lot of depth inside of arrays is of no importance to you. Now, what is this topic? Why did we spend all this time to learn arrays if it has no utilization for us? The reason for that is to understand the next topic, that is vectors. Now, this next topic, vectors, is going to be very important for you guys. Very, very, very important for you guys itself. Vectors is the topic that is going to help you in your data structures and algorithms. It is the topic that you're going to use anywhere in the entire world if you want placements at any particular point of time. In every single code, vectors will be involved some way or the other itself. And competitive programming, though, you cannot even do without vectors. You cannot even think to do without vectors itself. And that is what we are going to learn in our tomorrow's class. What is vector? Why is vector so important? We'll be implementing some topics inside of vector. And then in day after tomorrow's class, we'll be doing some questions inside of vectors as well. Okay, we'll learn about pointers, we'll learn about addresses, all these different things we'll learn about it. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. I will teach everything in as simple manner as possible. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. But make sure that if you're coming to tomorrow's class, you should have revised everything that we have learned in today's class and practice everything as well. Because see, guys, no, if you are coming to this class, I will give you all the three certificates as well. You are not getting any cost. The value of those certificates are literally next to zero. Next to zero. If you don't have the knowledge associated with those certificates. If you don't have knowledge associated with the certificates, there is no value of the certificates. Certificates only have value if you know the topics mentioned on the certificates properly. Because your interviewer is not going to look at your certificate and be like, wow, and like, okay, you are hired. It does not happen anywhere in this entire world. What happens is, they look at your certificate, they look at the different type of skill sets that you're having, and they start asking questions related to that. Are you guys able to understand this? They start asking questions related to that itself. So if you are not learning the topics properly, if you are not practicing what I'm teaching right over here, the certificates also will not carry any weightage in your resumes, and I don't want that for you. I want you guys to excel in what you are doing right over here. Okay, so let me give you guys the attendance right now. I won't be boring you guys with my lecture, never ever. Okay, I will just be trying to help you guys out as much as possible. I'm there for you guys. I'll be helping you guys out with everything, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, any kind of problems or things that you're having, just do let me know, guys. I will be able to help you guys out with that. Okay, so let me just create the attendance for you guys. I think so. This is day three. Also, guys, we'll be extending the number of days of the boot camp by 1 to 2 more days, guys, because we missed out one of the classes yesterday, and then one day I was not feeling well as well. So we'll be extending the number of days of the boot camp by 1 or 2 days because we have to cover up a lot more number of topics as well. Will that be fine with you guys? Please let me know. Will that be fine with you guys? Please let me know, guys. Because initially I didn't think that we'll be doing competitive programming, but seeing people turning up for the boot camp, I thought that let's do competitive programming as well. It will be very helpful for you guys. So that is the reason why I thought that okay, I should first ask you guys if it is fine with you. Okay, that is great, amazing, guys. And from tomorrow onwards, the quality of the video will be a little bit more better because I will be returning back to Bangalore. So there I have a separate setup itself for boot camp, so the quality of the video will also get much more better. So right now I'm giving you guys the attendance link in the live chat, guys, as you're able to see right over there. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9 13. Okay, at 9:13 the attendance link will be closed, so please start filling up the attendance right now, guys. Okay, please start filling up the attendance right now, as the attendance will be closed exactly at 9:13, guys. In the next 5 minutes the attendance link will be closed. Please start filling up your attendance. 9:13, the attendance will be closed. That is, in 5 minutes the attendance link will be closed. Please start filling up your attendance right now, guys. Please start filling up your attendance right now. The attendance link is in the live chat, guys, as you're able to see right over there. So I will just pin the attendance link as well. Please start filling up the attendance link, guys. Okay, guys, so we'll meet in our tomorrow's class at the same time and we'll continue from right over there itself, guys. So thank you so much, guys. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.